going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and it has come to my attention that there are a lot of people that don't really know how to use the green screen properly, would like some information on how to do it, what you need, what kind of programs you use. So I'm going to show you all of that in one big lump sum. I'm going to try to cut it down as much as I can, but I'm going to show you everything you get when you get the package with the green screen, the stands, the lamp stands, the lighting, everything you're going to need. And I'm going to show you what program I use personally. It's an older program. You can have the updated version. It works. And I'll show you how to put everything together, what you need to do as far as how to actually eliminate the green screen, and how to get the final product to look somewhat decent. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Here is Green Screen 101. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I don't know if this has got me cut off at all or not. I can't really look at it. That doesn't matter anyway, because the concentration is on what is in this bag. This is everything that you need for the green screen, including the green screen itself. I don't have the screen in here because it gets folded up and then you get wrinkles and you got to either steam it or iron it or wash it and dry it. Just a pain in the butt. So I've got it laid out and I will show you how to set it up here in a second. So you have two lights, first of all, that are outside of the package because typically they come in light boxes, but I don't have those anymore. So here's the two lights that I have that come with it. You open this thing up, and I'm going to show you the contents inside. This is one of your stands for the actual green screen itself. You have two poles and an overhead bar, and I'll show you how you set that up. And you've seen I made some modifications. I'll explain that in a second. So here's your second stand. These are the stands for your lights. They're a little bit shorter. And they have these little pieces here. That's where the light actually clamps onto. So you have two of those. Two. Then you have your overhead chassis bars. These are very, very easy to slip together. You have two pins here, you push them down, you have two holes here. Click together, nothing to it. So for my green screen, this is 3 bars across. It depends on what your measurements are. You're going to have to shorten or lengthen it. And then the last couple of pieces are, you have these two umbrellas. These connect to the light and spread the light out a little bit more evenly. So you're not getting such a concentration of light. Two of those. These are the light sockets themselves. They come with the plug. Light goes here. Umbrella goes in the middle here. Kind of covered by the cord right now. But I'll show you. And get two of those. That is the contents that you need for your green screen. So I'm going to go ahead and zip this back up. Here's your light. Go ahead, and first thing you want to do is unwrap the cord. Go ahead and turn your light bulb into the light fixture. Number 2. Voila. Now to set up your actual green screen, you start out with your bases. There's 2 of them that extend a lot taller than the light bases, so you'll know the difference by how high they go. You start out, spread the base out, get it a nice little comfortable triangle. You don't want it too wide though. So you tighten that down, and then you have two pieces that come up. So you want to extend these all the way up. Okay. You have a wing nut up top you want to get off. This one was way down there. So you have two washers. So you want to take off this wing nut and that little washer. We'll set that aside and we're going to position this about where we want it. For me, because I have such a small room, I had to put this up against this wall here. And it's a little tight at times, but when you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to do things, you have to make do with what you have. So this is what I have to do. So now we set up the second stand. So same thing. We're going to take the top washer and wing nut off. Okay, so there's wing nut, there's one washer. Same thing, spread out the base. And like I said, give it a tripod to where it doesn't rock back and forth, but you're not spread out very far. The further spread out, the more room you're going to take up, the worse it's going to be. Okay, so now you've got roughly the position you want. Now you have to put your entire setup together for the top. So that's literally just clicking 3 bars in place. So this is what's going to hold your green screen. So I'm going to grab the green screen and we're going to line it up. Here is your green screen. Literally just a big piece of green cloth. So what you have to do is you have to, there's a little hole here that you can, just like a drape. You know, when you got drapes at home or whatever, and you just slide it on. And that's all there is to it. So, now we have to go ahead and establish this. And there you go. Now there's a couple of tips I'll give you about a green screen. One, it needs to be flat. It needs to be absolutely as wrinkle-free as you can get it. And I'm going to show you how you do that in just a moment. I'm going to adjust this base here because it is just a tiny bit wobbly. Which means I didn't spread it out far enough. Okay, I'm going to clamp this down now. Now the next thing you do, washers and wing nuts go back on. That'll keep the bar in place just in case anything happens. Your green screen won't go flying off. Okay, that's good. Get this one. And there we go with that one. Alright, so now we need lamps. Here's your lamp, same concept with the base. It's a tripod just like the other. So you get it to where it's comfortably down, where it won't shake, but it's not spread out so far that it's taking up way too much room. Okay, and you just turn these to lock it in place. It's really basic stuff. This is about the height I wanted. I can go higher than this, but for this green screen, that's going to meet about the middle of the screen. So that's where I want it. Now this is the tip of the stand for the lamp. So what you do is I'm going to have to turn this out some. And this slips on fairly easily. So you can see how it just goes right over that. And you want to keep it straight when you're screwing it back on, because it can shift. So what we're going to do, we're going to crank it. And that will work. I want it straighter than that though, so I'll go ahead and straighten it out. It can be a little funny to get in there. There we go. Alright, and you just lock it down. So there's the setup for your lamp. Now after you've got your lamp set up, you have your umbrella. You just push that out and it locks. You can see where it locks right there. And then you just slip it through. There's a little knob on the other side that adjusts the tightness. And then that catches the light and disperses it, so it's not such a concentrated beam. And I set one of my lamps right there. Now because I have such a confined space that I work in my bedroom, it's very hard with two people living and sharing a bedroom to be able to do this. So what I have to do, because of lack of space, is get a little creative. And creative is what I do. So I keep this one short. I keep this one very short, in fact. I'll go ahead and lock this on real quick. Okay, we're good there. And we're good there. So what I wind up doing is setting this one on my bed. And it's an unfortunate thing that I have to do it like that, but I just don't have the room to do anything else. Now you have to make sure that your green screen is flat. And there are a lot of ways you probably could do that. I do it very simply. I straighten my green screen out and I put some weight under it. I put the book there and I pull it flat. I do the same thing on this side. put a book there, pull it flat. Now you get a little shadow when you have a chair or something. So I have a light that I turn on behind the green screen, behind my chair. And that allows me to get rid of any shadow. So I've got the green screen tight on the bottom, but now I have to make sure the green screen is tight across. So what I've done is I've rigged up clips, just regular bag clips, that I've tied up with regular paper clips. I got paper clip here connected to this, and then I can pull this over to the green screen and it's going to pull it this way, and that way it has a nice even feel to it. And I clip this right here, and as you can see, it pulls all of it straight. And as long as I have my book in place like this, that's how you keep it looking straight as it can be. You got a couple wrinkles at the bottom, that won't hurt anything. I can straighten those out and pull it tight. But that's your setup. So here's my setup. I've got my chair in front of my green screen, and you can see that I can kind of angle this just holding it by my hand where it's nothing but green all the way around, and that's what you want. So there's my green screen. You got the stands with the clips pulling the screen tight. You got the overhead holding the green screen. And come over here. There's your lamp. There's the bed lamp that I have. Here's the other lamp. There's my screen. And I have one more lamp that I put behind everything. That lamp has 3 different lights that shine in different directions. And that just lights up the entire room. And in the back you can see I'm playing Darksiders 3. That has nothing to do with this, but that's where I do my gaming. And I hate that game. Okay, now that we know how to put this together, we have to figure out how to get the finished product. So I'm going to put it into Sony Vegas. That is a great program for this. I have an older version. Some people might want to have the newest stuff. This works just fine though. So I'm going to show you how to cut everything together, how to render it, and get the final product. Okay, so once you've got everything set up, you've got your lighting right, which is very, very important. It's time to figure out how to put it all together. You need a software program. For me, I bought Sony Vegas Movie Studio. So here's my laptop set up. I have a bunch of things written out here. I usually have them in folders so I can keep everything organized. But for this purpose, we're just going to put it all on the desktop. And we're going to go ahead and click on Sony Vegas Movie Studio. And this will pop up. And you have to figure out exactly how you want to do this. So what we do is we bring all the pieces of this puzzle into this program. So anything that says green screen, I'm going to add. And I try to label it so that I know exactly where in the video it needs to go. I have green screen intro, green screen end. I think I have one called mid transition or something. Something that just kind of details where I have to put it in this, middle transition. Sometimes it takes a second to load up depending on how big the video file is. And you will notice that the longer you take the time to establish what it is and where it goes, the easier this part will be. Because I have a lot of videos on this laptop, and well, it can take me a while to find things at times. Okay, so those are the 6 major components, and I have intros for my channel, so I'm going to go ahead and do my usual channel intro. And then I put on a subscribe template. So I have a special folder that says subscribe templates. I'm going to go ahead and just pick out one of the ones I usually use. And for this one, we want to do a background animation. And I'm not entirely sure which one I should pick for this. I guess I'll just pick any one because it doesn't really matter. So go with this. And that's going to give you the image you see in the background of the video. So what you do is you start out with your channel intro itself, the actual Kaged review intro for me. And then I'm going to hit the green screen intro. And you can see there's a big space here and there's a big space here. So what we need to do is cut those out. So I'm going to set my line somewhere close by. And I expand this video because I want it to be pretty close to the intro of me talking. You always get a funny facial visual when you're doing this too. You will see some very, very funny stuff sometimes. Catching yourself with some very goofy looks on your face. But then typically it should run just fine. You can test it out there.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kevin Jack.
And you can see the transition is really smooth.
And it is coming.
So what we want to do is get to the other side of this video. And we're going to give it a few seconds here because this is one of those things that we're going to be transitioning. So you want that extra space to transition from one video clip to the next. So to start out, we have this. Now we're going to add our video background. And you have layers here. You have different layers of video and audio track. You don't want them to overlap like that just did, so you pull one of these tracks down, and now you have 2 audio tracks and 2 video tracks. I hope you guys are following along so far. I don't want to lose you. I'm going to pull this all the way over till it meets the end of this. And then I'm just going to click anywhere on the video. And this is the important part of Sony Vegas. You got to find something that says chroma key or chroma keyer, something like that. It's got to be chroma key something. You click on that, and that's going to bring up this little color chart here. And you can see how I'm already a little faded. We're going to bring this over and we're going to adjust the settings just right. Which can at times be tricky. Other times not so much. I'm going to go just a little bit higher there. And then I'm going to need, this is for your higher threshold, and it's going to give you some darker areas, and you want to bring the low threshold up quite a bit. And you can see how it's starting to lighten everything. Now I want you to notice something, and I did this on purpose. I wore an off-green shirt. It wasn't even really the color of the green screen, but because it has green in it, if you look right here, my shirt is kind of see-through. And if I kept going, that shirt would become more see-through, I think. Yeah. So see how, like, everything kind of disappears as I go up. So this is typically where I have it. And because I'm wearing green, the lesson learned here is do not wear anything with any kind of green in front of a green screen. And vice versa, you don't want to wear anything blue in front of a blue screen. Because it just doesn't come out right. So we can keep on with this. And I have my parts and assembly video right here. And there's a lot of things I have to cut in and out of this. And we're not going to waste too much time on that. I will go ahead and do that, and it's going to take a lot of cutting. So I'm not going to bore you guys with the details. But you fit your video like this. You want to set everything up so that everything just kind of flows together, and there's a lot of extra cool things you can do with this. Like if you want videos to fade in and out, you just overlap it a little bit and it'll do it automatically for you. Or you can come up here and you can control the fade from seconds to minutes. It just depends on how much you want. So there's a lot of things you can do with this program. It's actually really amazing. And this is an older version. So I'll go ahead and finish piecing this together, and then I will show you the final product. So ladies and gentlemen, really this is what you need to know about green screen and how to use it in a program. If you have any questions about the program, I'm just showing you like an introduction, very basic, what to do. If there's anything you need to know, feel free to ask me, and I will be happy to try to get back to you and let you know. So here I am, ladies and gentlemen, in the proper shirt. Shows you big difference in what it will come out like if you wear the wrong clothing in front of a green screen. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you took something away from it. I hope it helps. And I hope you can use it and apply it to your channel. So, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, of course. My name is Kevin Jackwoods, Kaged Nation, out.